Hello friends, it is Friday, June 27th, TGIF. It is about 1 p.m. Pacific time where it is about 67 and cloudy. Welcome to the 8th episode As I See It, which is brought to you by the letter R. One of the people that I follow on YouTube and who is very active in the resistance has a channel there called Park Rose Permaculture. I don't know her name, but I'm going to refer to her as Park Rose. Watching her show is very good for me because she has an ability to remain calm through the swirling maelstrom of chaos that we're all experiencing. And I think this is good. One of the points that she makes in all of her videos is about the essential need for all of us to recognize that we are being attacked deliberately in a coordinated effort of psychological warfare and economic warfare. And that is meant to stir up within us such emotion, such distraught feelings that we are rendered silent, because silence equals consent. Governments derive their authority and power from the consent of the governed, and we do not consent. Now, as she says, we need to find a place within ourselves so that we can rest. It's very clear now, in my opinion, that we're not going to be given a day's off, ever. The weekends now seem to be the time when the most atrocious things are undertaken. He goes golfing at our expense and then unleashes some new hell in the world in the United States. And that effort's going to continue. We will not be given rest. We will not be afforded rest. The campaign's efforts will be continuous. That's their methodology, and we need to accept that. And we need to take charge of our own health. We need to rest. Recreate, find whatever period in a day that we can take some time, perhaps on Saturday mornings, whatever the case may be, to rejuvenate. For myself, that means I am taking Saturday mornings off. And I'm not doing that because I think or believe that when I do reconnect, there will have been a time of peace or some normalcy. No. It will simply give me a period of rejuvenation so that I can re-engage and continue the effort. Another thing that Park Rose says is we are all in desperate need to remember. Another aspect of why they're doing this to us is they want us to forget the past. People who are lost are easily led. They want us to forget last year, for example. They don't want us to remember a time when somehow it was normal that in the United States of America, armed, masked, unidentified men would jump out of unidentified vehicles and abduct people off the street. They want us to not remember when we weren't in fear of the government. They want us not to remember when the economy was the envy of the world. They want us to remember when the United States in the world had some authority because it was grounded in a sense of trust that the people of the world would see in us. We have to remember these things. We have to rest. And third point, we have to resist. However you can do it, whether you do something like this, where you're, for the first time in your life, engaging in social media, whether you're giving signal boost to people on social media, whether you're reaching out to your friends and family and simply saying, hey, yes, I feel you. I'm speaking up. I encourage you to do the same, but I understand not everybody gets there at the same time. And all of us have a different way of resisting, and there isn't a wrong way or a right way, right? Where somebody in their resistance may vocalize anger. It's perfectly acceptable. Somebody may vocalize calmness. Somebody may vocalize on the day-to-day points of what's going on. Somebody may take the long view, the wider implications of issues. All of those diverse voices are valid, and that's part of our strength. That's why they came after DEI, because it's a strength. They want to disable us. We will not let them. We will resist. We do not give consent to this, and we will never give consent to this. The next part of the process, which we don't know when that's going to happen because we are full on building strength now in the resistance, and when that switch over to the next part happens, we don't know, right? But the next part I think of as the reclamation. This is when the people are going to take back their power and restore our government to a democratic process. That reclamation will be a difficult process. And it begins actually right now in tandem with the resistance. If you have the ability to do so, run for an office, no matter what it is, county dog catcher, county commissioner, town hall, whatever it is, Congress, whatever it is, run for office. It has to be clear now that the people who are in power, whether Democratic or Republican, it's more so for the Republican Party, but even the Democrats are pathetic, and it's clear to us, so we need to challenge them across the board, every office. And that reclamation also is going to be kind of readjusting to a new economic reality. And that's also part of our resistance. If you can make the choice between buying something locally or buying from a large corporation, once upon a time you would have found that that local item would be more expensive. It may still be a little bit more expensive, but you're supporting a local business, a local family, a local community, people you know. So in the resistance and in our reclamation, we need to move to supporting community and local suppliers and local companies. Now the next R, we don't know when that will happen either, but we do have certainty that we are going to reclaim our government. We are going to reclaim our country. And when we have, we're going to have to begin the serious effort of reconstruction, rebuilding, because so much has been destroyed. And in that effort, we need to take serious reflections about what we're now going through, because it has pointed out great failings in the legal structure of this country based upon the Constitution of this country. All the things that have happened have been legal. The Constitution, the framework of our government, has allowed this to happen. And yes, it was not the intent of the founders, but the criminals, the traitors, have found their way through the document and used its weaknesses. And that's where we are now. So that process of rebuilding, of restoration, is very necessarily going to include, in my estimation, a new constitution. I'm not a legal scholar. Put this bug in somebody else's ear. How about you write a new constitution for us, Ben Meiselas? Because it's evident that the old one has failed. It was written in the 18th century, and this is the 21st. The writers of the Constitution could not have imagined that in our day there would be corporations that have more money than continents, than entire countries, that there would be individuals who had such wealth behind them that they had the capacity to bribe and buy off politicians, lawyers, priests, pastors. So it's very clear that the document is outdated, and we're going to need a new one that takes into account all the realities we now live with. So those are the R's as I see it for today. I hope that it will give you reassurance for those of you who have been lost in the fear and haven't yet found your stability, your sea legs, as some would say, to be able to stand and raise your voice. I hope it will be reassurance knowing that others are, and that we're not judging you. We know you'll get there. Because the evidence that we're all being confronted with daily and experiencing anecdotally is so distant from what they are spitting out us in the media. I want to circle back to relaxation and rest. Many of us lose ourselves in our TV shows, right? I have a recommendation. Watch Andor. It is brilliant. And you will see reflections of what we're going through in that. Particularly the speeches that take place within the show. One of them particularly is by Senator Mon Mothma. And she says, to the effect of what I just said earlier, the distance between what they say is true and what we know to be true is a chasm that grows every single second. And we have the numbers. More and more people are waking up. More and more people are activating, getting into it. So we continue. Just keep resisting. It's Friday. Do what you can to rest. Spend time with friends and family. And get ready for what they're going to throw at us next. Go carefully, my friends. Spirit be with you.